I've reached the town of Yea. The Hume and Hovell Expedition stayed in this vicinity for 2 nights on their journey. After crossing the Goulburn on the morning of December 4th, 1824, they crossed swamps and creeks and ascended a range. Hovell wrote in his journal, "We continued our course southwest through agreeable and picturesque country, soil good, a good coat of grass, but at present dried up in consequence of the drought, and only here and there trees, just enough to answer as shade for cattle on a warm day. I think the fine dry hills have less timber upon them than the flats." When they reached this river, the Yea River, Hovell wrote, "At a distance of 7 miles from the Goulburn we suddenly arrived at the banks of another river, but although it was only a small one when compared with the other, yet it gave us nearly as much trouble in getting our things across, which we did by means of a tree lying across it. But we had much more trouble with our cattle, as we had to let every one swim over separately. This was occasioned by the depth of the water, broken trees, and a mud bank to land them upon on the opposite side." Hovell also talks about vegetation on that day of their journey, and I think he might be referring to mistletoe growing in the wattle trees. He wrote, "In one spot in particular we passed through today, we observed a number of trees of the wattle kind, in brackets mimosa, where the branches had not only the leaf which is peculiar to that tree, but it had also branches with leaves quite different. I think the leaf is more like that of a peach tree, only not so large, and it hangs closer upon the branch. Some hang in bunches below the other limbs. It was some time before I could be convinced of the reality of the thing, till a man climbed up the tree and brought down a branch." I can imagine that would be strange to see if you were seeing mistletoe for the first time. That's if that's what he was describing. He also wrote, "Where those trees grow, the honeysuckle also grows very thick." I just thought I'd pop in and visit the Yea wetlands while I'm passing through Yea. And despite the sound of traffic in the background now, I thought perhaps these sounds of the bush might have been the same sounds that the Hume and Hovell expeditioners heard when they were passing through this area. So the following day was the 5th of December, and it was a Sunday, so they stayed to rest, and the men made repairs on their clothes. They caught fish, and 2 of the men went searching for Hovell's favourite dog that had disappeared the day before. He described it as the only swift running dog of our number, but unfortunately they didn't find the dog. They left this area on the 6th and travelled 12 miles and until 2 in the afternoon before they reached water that day. On the 7th they reached the creek they named King Parrot Creek, and I'll take you there in my next video. I'm approaching a river. You never know, there could be a platypus. There's that noisy road. Oh well. I know it might look a little bit messy, but logs are important in rivers. They provide hiding places for little river creatures like fish and yabbies and so forth, and platypus. Now that's a big family of wood ducks. If a car comes, I'll stop filming and stop traffic.